Let's.
Oh, you almost drank all your coffee.
We had a nice little discussion. Welcome to Universe Tinkering. I'm John.
I'm Jennifer. And on this channel, we play and tinker with all things law of attraction.
Today, we're on our journey. It's a 31-day challenge. Change your energy, change your life. And what we're doing for this is getting up earlier than we regularly do. We're doing a fun activity that will help change the energy for the day.
We sure are. This all grew from doing daily meditations with a Dr. Joe Dispenza. He approaches law of attraction from this amazing perspective of a thing that we all call science and how our brains and bodies work. We were really intrigued. It intrigued us. We just started doing meditations. I can't tell you exactly why, how, or when. It was about a month ago, and it really started the ball rolling on our transformation, our awareness, our consciousness, and really slowing down into thinking about how we're thinking. And that's really the root of it. He often talks about the importance of starting your day off right. Every day we get a new beginning. Every day we get a new opportunity, and every day is a new gift to really make a change. Whether it's something small or something big, we can do it. And the best way we do that is by starting off the day right. So for a lot of us, this is a delicate game that we play. As soon as we start to kind of get out of our dream state and stretch and become conscious of our reality, what happens is we have pre-programmed gook that starts coming back to us, and that can be, I don't want to get out of the bed, it's going to be cold in the commute, or I have nothing to wear, I didn't do laundry, the kitchen's dirty. You know what I mean? You can start rolling that ball if you want. We decided that for 31 days we're going to get up and roll a different ball. And how are we going to do that? We first thought, we'll do the typical stuff. Let's get out our yoga mats and do some yoga before our day is started. And it didn't really spark any new.
Didn't resonate.
Yeah, it didn't really feel right for us. Any new feelings of the world being fresh and new again. And that's really what we were trying to do. We were trying to get back to a state of feeling like kids again in a candy shop. Fresh, excited about the amazing possibilities and about the amazing gifts that the world can bring us, and the gifts that we already have right in front of us. And so we decided that we were going to get up, and before we started our day, we're going to do just a fun, simple activity. These are activities that maybe are something that we've done before, only once, maybe something we've never done before, but essentially we wanted the activity to evoke an emotion or a feeling or reaction that we wanted to stretch in our day, or we even wanted to define our new selves. For example, if we're cooking something in the morning, that's an example of love and filling the house with love. I won't run down the list, and to be honest, now on day 22 I can't even. 23? Really?
Mm-hmm.
On day 23 I can't even list them all or think about them all really quickly, but our activities are mood boosters, super mood boosters. And so we're doing an activity in the morning, and we've also decided to go another step further and learn how to hit the record button on the camera. We have zero experience with social media. Before this, we didn't have Facebook accounts, Instagram accounts, let alone a YouTube channel. But here we are, day 23, and we know how to record. We know how to make decent lighting, so we look halfway awake. I'm still learning how opening up my eyes fully with lights on me, but we have another element of learning, another element of the unknown, and we're actually really loving it. Through this, we are sharing observations about what's changing in our lives, what's happening to our thoughts, what's happening to our bodies, and we're really doing that to share out. It's a great thing because it's a record that we can go back to and look at our own experience. But I really do feel, and we really feel, that a great way to learn is by watching others. And it's at least a first step. So what we're doing is not the only way. It may not be the right way, it's our way. But we really hope by you watching us and our journey that we might help you along with yours.
Yeah.
Day 23.
Day 23.
Observations.
Yesterday's observations. Well, we've been doing this now for 3 weeks, and the momentum has just been building and building, and I found myself yesterday in a moment where I was returning to some of my old patterns, and it started without my awareness, but I did quickly kind of notice it, and I was able to change around and get back to that. And I'll give you an example. It got to the evening, and we were sitting down to kind of relax at the end of the day, to kind of let the day go, watch a show on TV. And I found myself, starting to pick apart the people on TV. I was starting to be critical of some of their behaviors. I was judging the relationship that was, in the piece, and I started going down that road. And once I noticed that, I was able to really quickly kind of turn around and say, hey, why are you being critical? Why are you doing that? We've got a goal, we've got something that we're focused on, and we're not making those choices anymore. We've let those choices go, and we're moving in a more positive direction. And once I did that, I was able to make some comments about the relationship that I enjoyed, and I was able to talk about some of the things that I did enjoy about what we were watching. And so I was able to catch myself and kind of turn it around, but it did creep in. And I think the fact that I became aware of it as quickly as I did was great, because I was able to stop it and step ahead of it. But it did kind of set me back just a bit. And so I thought it was worth sharing, and something that I want to be mindful of, so that next time, if there is a next time, that I can continue to get ahead of it until the moment where, before it's even happened, I am putting those affirmations, I'm putting the skills that I am developing in front of it to protect myself, using it as armor per se, to allow myself to get through something without the feeling of maybe being attacked or what have you. So if you have those feelings, I would just encourage you to recognize them, realize that it's contrast. It's not a failure. You don't have to give up. You can continue to push forward, and you can continue to be inspired, and all you have to do is recognize it, allow that thought, and then let it go.
Yeah, that's a great one. You're not alone with recognizing that you're being a little bit too judgmental in certain moments. I think that's something that we both started to realize during our meditations. It really talks about, there's such a power of what do we all really want? We all just really want unconditional love, and we also really want to just be taken for ourselves, loved for who we are in the moment of who we are right now and what we can bring. And that feels really powerful, to imagine the world loving you exactly for who you are. But how are we going to get there if the moment we turn on TV, we instantly start picking other people apart? And it's not even a conscious act. It's so unconscious that you barely even realize it's happening. And once you realize it's happening, you kind of feel bad about yourself.
It's as comfortable as the couch you're sitting on sometimes.
It's as comfortable as the couch. It's as fluffy. The thoughts are as fluffy as the couch. And how brave and bold is it to have that first step to say, this is something that I'm going to choose that I don't want to do anymore. Because once you make that choice, that's your work. That's where that work starts. Because once you notice it and then you choose that you don't want to do it, then once you keep noticing that you're doing it, that's your work. That's your life's work right there. That's our life's work.
Making that decision and then sticking to it.
And so the work is, how do you get from noticing the thoughts to then completely turning it around and noticing in that same show that you're watching something amazing. And if you can do that in that very moment, you'll start to see amazing things like that you'd never noticed before, that 2 seconds before you were criticizing, and then 2 seconds later you're like, wow, this thing in the show is just for me, and now it's a sign from the universe telling me that I'm doing a great job and that I'm loved just for who I am. So it's a process. It's learning, it's unlearning, and you are not alone in that journey. My observation from yesterday is a quick and little one. So yesterday, after our son got up from nap, it's winter time, so it's already dark. For us, it's getting close to Christmas. 4 o'clock, it's already getting dark. And we're finding great ways to make the early dark evenings still fun and magical. And you actually put on a new show, a new Christmas show that you came across. And we were sitting down all as a family, and my initial gut reaction was, I don't want to watch this show. And the reason is, and then I analyzed the gut. I said, hey, gut, why don't you want to watch this show? Tell me why. And the only reason that I could think of or feel of why I didn't want to watch the show is because it was new. And so I'm like, wow, so I'm not wanting something new. Wait a second, I'm doing a 31-day Change Your Energy, Change Your Life challenge that's literally built for me to allow new things. And here I am, sitting on a couch with my adorable family. We're wearing matching pajamas. You picked an adorable looking cartoon, and I'm kind of slightly pouting inside, being like, I don't want to watch this show. So I took a deep breath, and guess what? I watched the show. I didn't say anything. I sat there and I watched it. And I watched it openly. So I didn't watch it from a perspective of like, let's see what this show can do. I watched it from a lovingly openness of, you know what? I'm ready for something new. That was the vibration. I loved it so much. It was the cutest little show. It had so much Christmas magic, and it will forever be not only a Christmas memory, but a show that I want to watch like every Christmas. It is the cutest little show. And so my observation is, why are we so adverse to new things? We have our list of Christmas movies. We're nostalgic. We want to watch the same ones. We try to create traditions. We try to lock in the tradition. And if we don't do it, we're doing something wrong and we're ruining Christmas. But where's the new?
Doesn't do more harm.
Yeah. Where are we allowing the new? And can't the new just be as amazing, if not more amazing? And if you're not open to it, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it, and it does get more amazing. And you can there's no limit to love. There's no limit to traditions. And so now I'm thinking in the perspective of teaching our son to be used to and open to the new. So oftentimes right now when we allow little time for TV, what does he do? He requests the same 3 shows. The same 3 shows. And what I have been doing lately is, let's watch something new. And now, just yesterday, we sat down and I put something new on, and he looked at me, he said, new. So I think it's so powerful to teach our son that every so often,
who's 2 years old, by the way,
who's 2, to have patience and openness to something new.
Yeah.
And maybe that's, again, just a first step. Again, I like to say it's not a Ferrari in our front yard. It's not $1 million helicoptered in, but it feels like it. It feels like it. And so I have an awesome new show. I'm waking up with a little bit more openness, a little bit more love, and maybe that's better than $1 million.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's an awesome thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing today? I'm just like rambling on, so excited about that little show and everything.
Well, in looking for an activity to do this morning, I stumbled upon an activity that for me just immediately sparked joy. And I was out in our garage because that's where we keep a lot of our
all of our breakables and antiques that can't be around the baby are now in the garage.
And so we were looking through, I was looking through stuff, and I went to go grab something, and the thing that I was going to move out of the way to look at the thing that I was going to grab became the thing that I was most interested in. So I'm going to reach off camera here and grab it.
Good thing you have long arms.
So my grandparents were antique dealers in New Orleans, and they allowed me to collect some of their antiques throughout time. And so I thought it would be really fun to take these old Life magazines. You can see this one is from December of 1945, and this one is from December of 1965. Let me get the date up there so you can see it. And so, you know, this is some past history, and we thought we'd look through it and look at some of the ads and kind of just look for some fun.
I mean, it's fun to laugh at sometimes, the ads, but you know, nostalgia is something different for everyone, and either in every shape or form, you know, we all have nostalgic things every now and again that we either like, have, or even if they're memories. But when it comes to like the vibe for today and the vibe of our activity, looking at older things, especially 1945, you know, it was a different time of the world, just like it's very different right now in comparison.
Can you believe that's 75 years ago?
75 years ago. We actually have a neighbor who's in his mid-80s, so it's really fun to kind of think back of him actually
being 10 years old.
Being 10 years old, a little boy on Christmas in 1945, right? The world is amazing, and sometimes our perspective is so small. And what something like this does is open up your perspective and really see how quickly we evolve, how much we have, and how much we've given in a small amount of time. In our lifetime, cell phones were invented and started to be widely used. And so we're going to be really, really old one day because we intend to live very old together. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be able to look back on how amazing technology was. But we're very thankful for technology. We're thankful for YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. But it's a process of appreciation for me to look at nostalgic things. It's a process of beauty, and sometimes even appreciating the simpler things. So recognize when you're doing things and you're thinking through things, and why are you enjoying them? If you start to break it down, I'm enjoying this because it's reminding me of how much I have. I'm enjoying this because it's beautiful, and I'm imagining myself being this girl in this pink dress in a ballroom. Then maybe someday you'll buy a pink dress. It's about letting that ball roll and get big.
And getting excited about the feeling, about that emotion, yeah.
Yeah, and letting it grow, letting it expand, and teaching yourself, what do you like? It's a silly thing, but we all, as we get older, need to remember, what do we like? What do we enjoy? What sparks those bubbles of happiness? And we need to note it down, grow it, do it more, and again, sometimes it sounds simple, but looking at an old magazine might be that first step to starting off your day right. And I'm so excited, and I do want that pink dress.
It's pretty awesome. All right, well, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
That was so much fun.
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
There's an article of a family in a small town in Kansas, and literally all it is about is their family getting together for the holidays.
Christmas at home.
Christmas at home, you know, who everyone is, how old the kids are, the presents they got, who's out in service, you know, who's served already.
Yeah.
And it's just so heartwarming that just life is life, you know. People have babies, they have Christmases, and just keeps rolling along. That's so cool to look back and how a kid got a farm animals book for Christmas, and our son gets a farm animals books too. So, you know, a lot of stuff's the same also, even though a lot of it's very different. So Yay! What a great idea, love. I really enjoyed this. I'll probably keep looking through these, especially that we're in the month of December, and this is December. There's actually some artwork of Walt Disney doing some like Christmas scenes, other really beautiful artwork from artists I don't know, but there was a Salvador Dali Christmas one, which I've never seen. A Salvador Dali Christmas themed anything, let alone a themed sketch of anything, you know. That's so really special. I'm so excited to just kind of keep this going through the day. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited to continue to wake up every morning and share out our days with you. Please subscribe. It's a fun and easy way to stay connected to our content, and a thumbs up will help our channel grow. Thank you so much. Happy tinkering, and bye.
Bye.